Am I the a-hole for refusing to use the money I saved for my stepdaughter's 18th birthday gift to help my daughter's treatment? I'm a father of two, bio 26 and stepdaughter 18. I'm lucky to have established a good relationship with my stepdaughter that is based on mutual trust and respect. I raised her when she was 2 and I don't even call her my stepdaughter. I call her my own. She always dreamed of owning a car and hinted wanting a car for her 18th birthday for years, and I took it upon myself to try and save up for one. It took me years to save up the money to be able to get her a decent car as gift, and I felt thrilled I was able to achieve this goal knowing how much this means to her. I haven't bought a car yet, and I'm currently looking for something decent around $10,000 to $13,000. Now, my older daughter has been struggling with infertility, and she and her husband already tried clinical routes but weren't successful, and they've stopped trying for a year due to financial struggles. I visited her last week, and she talked about getting ready to go through another round of IVF. We talked about the money, and she brought up the money I saved for her stepsister's car. I tried cutting the conversation, but she asked if she could borrow the money, and that she'll repay me in a few months. I said no, because what's the use of getting the money in a few months when I want to buy my stepdaughter the car this month? Her husband pointed out how his parents helped with the previous treatment costs, and now it's my turn since we're family. He said my stepdaughter can get the car anytime later, but logically the money should go towards a better cause. I declined saying that's her last birthday with family before she moves away for college, and I didn't want to disappoint her. My daughter said she wasn't asking for a fancy new car, she just longs to become a mother. In all honesty, I stated that even if I gave her money, there's no guarantee the treatment will work this time. Her husband said I had my priorities messed up, asking who in their right mind sees their child struggle with such massive issue and refuse to help, and then prioritize a car over a potential grandbaby that every sane grandparent dreams of having. He asked why isn't anyone else besides his parents helping, and my daughter said they already ask others for money but are struggling with debt with her medication. I said even if the treatment pays off, then what? Did she really think having a baby while struggling with debts was a good idea? She got quiet, and her husband asked that I leave, and that he won't call me selfish since I already know. That's why I kept getting defensive. I left without further arguing. My sister had a fight with my wife, and argued with me saying I got carried away in spoiling my stepdaughter to please her mom, and neglected my blood daughter and made light of her struggles. She kept insisting I do the right thing, but I was mad that my daughter told her. Even more upset that my son-in-law wanted to talk to my stepdaughter about it and spoil the surprise. I'd like to add that I'm not in good terms with my daughter's in-laws because of how they are in general, especially her mother-in-law, but I tried to stay civil till she started insulting my wife. My wife no longer wants to be around this woman, and it's understandable, but we're getting a lot of heat from my son-in-law for how we're reacting. I'm seeing a number of people asking why my daughter and her husband need the money now since they're young and can save up on their own. I'm not sure about the answer, but it seems to me that my daughter is getting pressured by her husband and his family, and adoption is off the table due to their mentality. My son-in-law is 33 years old, and he also has a medical condition to manage. Now for the top comments. Not day hole. Whether you saved the money for a car, IVF, or women and blow, it's your money. They're not entitled to it. I also think their reasoning makes no sense. If they'll be able to pay the money back in a few months, why not wait a few months to do the treatment? They have no intention of paying anything back. I have a feeling that if they have a baby, they're constantly going to be asking for financial help. Not day home. What I was thinking. Honestly, I don't want to judge too harshly, but sounds like they're not prepared for a baby then. People think it's some natural right to have kids, but getting pregnant / a baby is like the first step in raising kids, and the least important thing to consider. It has become my observation that people that get so baby eager that they start steamrolling other folks around them and circling their whole life around it are usually not the best folks to become parents, even if they can financially cover it. Like, I get that it's a big deal to some folks, and heartbreaking if it doesn't work out, but this kind of uncontrolled and abusive desperation just reeks of the type of self-centeredness and arrested emotional development that makes for bad parents. Wow. It blows my mind that adults think that their parents owe them money. Like, honestly, these are two adults that they think they have a right to your money because they want a child. That is absolutely ridiculous. I would never expect my parents to give me any money for children, weddings, houses, etc. You're absolutely not the a-hole. And I applaud you in sticking to your guns for your other daughter. What a lovely gift to give her, and a lovely way to celebrate her birthday. Your daughter and sister-in-law both sound like complete a-holes. And you are right to bring up the fact that they should not be having a child if they are not financially able to support it. Not a hole. Not a hole. If she can pay you back in a few months, they can wait a few months to pay for it themselves. And if they can't afford a treatment, they can't afford a child. Also, I know some other commenters have said ask your stepdaughter, but please don't do that. If you do, you are putting the onus on your daughter to be the good or bad guy, and that's completely unfair. No amount of you supporting her choice will change it, and your older daughter and family will feel like they then have grounds to call your younger daughter selfish and all sorts of other horrible things. Stand your ground and use the money the way you want. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my girlfriend's daughter to my daughter's birthday party? I, 45 male, have a daughter, 15 female. She and I are very close. Her mother is not in the picture. I have been seeing Kelly for almost 2 years. She has a daughter, Anna, 16 female, with her ex, and they have joint custody of their daughter. Kelly does not live with me at the moment, but the idea has come up a few times. One of the big reasons why I am not into the idea is that Anna is horrible to my daughter. Kelly does see how Anna treats my daughter, but thinks it's just a phase. My daughter loves to play video games, sports, watch science fiction movies. Anna's the opposite. She is into makeup, wearing dresses and skirts, drama. They are two very opposite people. My daughter's birthday is coming up quick and she wants to have a huge party. I was on board with the idea, and we spent a day making invites. She passed around invites to school to all her friends, and right now the party's looking to be around 15 to 20 of her friends. My daughter made it clear that she did not want to have Anna at the party. Kelly texted me asking if her daughter was going to receive an invite, and I told her that daughter did not want to invite her. Kelly called me sobbing asking why she wasn't invited, and I told her that the invites were up to my daughter. She then proceeded to accuse my daughter as the reason why kids in school did not like Anna, and that I was a huge a-hole for supporting her decision. I told her that the reason why kids in school did not like Anna was because of the way she treats them. She hung up on me, and we haven't spoken in a few days. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my girlfriend's daughter to my daughter's birthday party? Now for the top comments. Everyone sucks here. Her for insisting her brat to be invited. Yes, but why are you still with a woman who lets her daughter be nasty to yours? She sees it. She doesn't care. And you're okay with that? That's an a-hole move. I was looking for this. If your girlfriend doesn't care about your daughter's feelings when she's being mistreated by her daughter, why should you care about her daughter's feelings? The adults in the story are clearly not on the same page and should not move forward until they are. Your duty is to your daughter. Protect her. This will not get better with only time. It will get worse. Not stay home. Protect your daughter. And if your girlfriend, age 40 plus, sobs over a teenage party and her daughter is a bully, are you really sure you want to blend these families? They can't be blended. Not the way they are right now. If Opie chooses to live with his girlfriend and Anna, his own daughter will never forgive him for tying himself to her bully, nor will she forgive her stepmother for enabling Anna's behavior. If he chooses his girlfriend, he will lose his daughter. If he chooses his daughter, there's no way to move forward with this romantic relationship. If Opie's too deeply in love with his girlfriend to consider breaking up, then think the least damaging course of action is to continue seeing each other while maintaining separate households. But I'd be pretty surprised if she were satisfied with that. Next story. Am I the a-hole for asking the courts to spend 12 hours more a week than my ex as I'm dying? I, female 45, have terminal cancer and have approximately 5 to 6 months left to live. He left me a few years ago, only a few months after I was diagnosed with my terminal cancer. We have school-aged kids, and my ex, male 41, is appealing a court decision to allow me 12 hours more a week. That works out to 51% for me and 49% for him. He has told the kids that the legal costs are ruining him financially, and it's all because of me. I feel like it's taking away from my kids' estate that I will leave them, but I'm trying to spend as much time with them because I want them to remember me while I still have life in me. He refuses to talk, so everything must be done through lawyers. Am I the a-hole for prioritizing time with my kids over my ex's current financial situation? He works and makes good money. I'm on disability. Thankfully, I have a life insurance which is going to the kids, with a trustee other than my ex, that will make sure the kids are well taken care of. He's livid because I put the life insurance into kids' names, so he's now fighting me on a little more time with my kids. Am I missing something? Not the a-hole in the slightest. Your ex, however, is a massive a-hole. It sounds like he is punishing you for not putting his name on the life insurance and using your kids as pawns in his sick game. Do what you need to make sure you make as many memories with them. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. I agree. He bailed on her after the diagnosis, which was a huge a-hole move, but now is pissed off that she puts the kids as beneficiaries on the insurance. I'm thinking he's trying to alienate them from her, so they'll give him access to the money. He's the biggest kind of a-hole. Not the a-hole. The only reason the court is costing him more money is because he willingly continues to fight an unnecessary and idiotic battle. He's being petty as hell. You'd think he'd understand the kids should get to spend as much time as possible with their mom before she's gone. But no, he'd rather continue being a prick. Those children will grow up to know the truth, and will hate their dad forever for depriving them time with their dying mother. I hope that isn't the case though, as they will need him as they grow up. But I'm terrified of his narrative, though I can't control that, so I try not to think of it. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for fighting against supporting my soon-to-be ex-wife? My soon-to-be ex-wife and I are going through a divorce. We were married for 11 years, have 3 kids together. I have custody of our kids, she has visitation. Things were crazy. She moved several of her family members into our/my home, got pissed when I had to leave the house for work all the time instead of working from home, but gave up my office for one family member so I couldn't work anymore. She didn't want me to work less either. She hated the idea of less money and her not being a stay-at-home mom anymore. We reached a breaking point when she told me I was an a-hole for not wanting to help her a struggling family who didn't bring any money into the house, and showed no sign of leaving after 8 months. I also got crap for spending time with just my kids, instead of making the time with my kids time with them plus my wife's nieces and nephews who lived with us. My wife had savings from before our marriage and it was hers, and I owned a home before we married, so it was mine. She had wanted to stay living here and stay as a stay-at-home mom with me supporting them. I said hell no. Her and her family are now gone and my kids and I are the ones left here. I have friends who think I should do more so that kids can have equal access to both of us. They think regardless of what else happened, I should help her as the mother of my kids because she blew through her money and now is pooling resources with her parents, while also not working. And so my kids see her every other weekend. It turned into a fight with my ex, but also one of my friends, because he said it sucks being the kids of a person who is left to be nothing while the other parent could help. I told him she could also help herself by getting a job. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. You're not a boat for them all to float on. Your soon-to-be ex sounds like she wanted you to pull her family out of the mud. Well, that's their own responsibility. If this woman was working, I'd be thinking like the friend. But damn, that is absolutely not what's happening. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I refuse to help people who won't help themselves. Edited to add, you know, now that I think about it, if anyone would be getting support payments like, I don't know, child support, I'm pretty sure it'd be the parent who has primary custody of the children, which can't possibly be the ex-wife since she only sees them every other weekend. So if you really think about it, I hope you're not demanding a court order for child support is quite generous, and in a roundabout way financially supporting her. Not the a-hole. You said what your friend thinks your kids need, but what do your kids want? My kids don't want to go back to the communal living, which is what they would get and kind of already get with their mom. Not the a-hole. It's a completely different situation now that you're divorced. She's the mother of your children, so she should be working to make sure she, a now single woman through her own fault, can support them. The person letting down the kids is her, not you for not paying for her to be jobless. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for getting mad at my daughter for not telling me something happened to her? My daughter, 16, had a bad/uncomfortable experience with a male teacher a few weeks ago. I didn't find out until yesterday when I checked my Gmail. The only reason I found out is because her teacher CC'd me in an email to the principal and one of the school therapists describing what happened in detail. My daughter's been quieter and is spending more time in her room, but she's 16, so I didn't think anything of it. After reading the email, I went to my daughter's room and asked why she never told me anything. She said she didn't want to talk about it. I said she felt like talking about it with the teacher, and according to the principal's and therapist's responses to the email, it looks like she's been talking to them about it too. She'd known the teacher and the therapist for a couple weeks when this happened, but she still chose to talk to them instead of me. She blew up on me and said she didn't tell me because she knew I wouldn't have done anything. Like how I didn't want to do anything when the school refused to do home/hospital schooling when she was in the hospital. She has health issues that had her in the hospital for most of 2019/the beginning of 2020, or when teachers failed her for not being able to keep up with school during her treatments. I told her that's still not an excuse, and I'm her mother, so I have a right to know things before her teacher. She hasn't left her room since, and my older daughter, 26, said I'm being a witch. Apparently she knew before me too. Am I the a-hole for being mad at my daughter? You're the a-hole, Mom. Epic parenting fail. You made it about you, instead of keeping it about her. I also made it her daughter's fault. What the hell, Opie? You're the a-hole. Your daughter was not comfortable sharing what happened with you because you didn't stand up for her in the past. When you did find out, instead of trying to support/comfort/help her, you decide to berate her for not telling you. I cannot believe that you didn't press for homeschooling when your child had health issues and was in the hospital for over 1 year. I feel sorry for your children. They deserve better. You're the a-hole. She has the right to choose who she's comfortable with talking to and sharing things with, particularly about things at school. It sounds like you've shown her exactly who you are, and she's made reasonable decisions about trust and respect based on that. You're the a-hole. Instead of asking what you can do, you scolded her for what exactly? Not trusting you with the information? Not believing telling you would accomplish anything? Notice how neither of those are a problem with your daughter. They're problems with your side of the mother/daughter relationship.